10 years ago, a crack commando unit was sent to prison by a military court for a crime they didn't commit. These men promptly escaped from maximum security stockade to the Los Angeles underground.
Denver.
Today, still wanted by the government, they survive as soldiers of fortune. If you have a problem, if no one else can help, and if you can find them, maybe you can hire the A-Team.
2A team. I didn't have time to edit in my own voice before the chat. I don't know if that came through or not.
That's pretty good.
Word. So what's going down, everybody? How's it going?
Good. Just wrapped up a muffin top.
Oh, Leo's here. We got fucking Lead on Steel, Lawfully Armed, and Ohio Patriot. Everybody's here. Well, almost everybody. That's not everybody. There'd be a lot more people if it was everybody. But yeah, man. Fucking bullshit going on in Denver 2A wise. I don't know. How's all the 2A going in your states? Pretty good, I assume.
Free as can be.
Yours still better than mine, so.
No, maybe not for much longer.
Well,
Had a dude submit 4 on Friday and he got approved today.
Everyone's talking at the same time, and no one knows what anyone said.
Right. Lawful, you're incredibly loud.
Yeah, and your shit is super loud and breaking up, but it's okay.
Yeah, that's what was throwing me off, was him breaking up on me. I was just saying, South Carolina going great, so business as usual.
I'm trying to find. There's a list somewhere that I retweeted of all of the different gun stuff going on in Colorado, and it was pretty fucking ridiculous, dude.
Oh, I bet.
And now I can't find it. I don't know where the fuck I put it. Some bitch.
Just what little I've read on it was atrocious.
Oh yeah, and they're going all out because they know they've got the court, they've got the governor, they've got the House, and they've got the Senate. So they have like all of the pieces on all of the boards, at least in the state. The only thing they don't have is the federal court above them and the federal fucking government above them. Thankfully. God, can you imagine if Kamala was the presidente right now?
Oh.
Fun. Lots of fun.
And imagine if you had the House and the Senate too.
Oh, good Lord.
I think it was from Rocky Mountain Gun Owners. Let me go to their fucking site.
I think that would what we call a apocalypse.
Yeah,
if that was the case. Yeah. Definitely a zombie invasion.
So someone introduced a constitutional carry bill in Colorado. You know, so like, hey, here's all this anti-gun stuff, but maybe we'll have one pro-gun thing. They voted it down 3-8. Like that's how outnumbered they are, dude. 3-8.
Apparently, Washington State is also trying to expand their gun-free zones area.
Damn it, I'm trying to fucking find this list. There's a fucking list of like 5 different things that they're trying to do. There's all like the individual tweets, but I don't know like which ones are repeats and which ones are original and which ones are not and which ones are what. Now, where's the fucking goddamn motherfucking list, you fucking cunts? Did you know? Okay, here's one for the older people in the crowd. And I just found this out the other day at work. If you call a younger girl especially, like 18, 20, 22 kind of age range, you say she's looking cunty, what do you think that means?
That she's being a cunt?
She's being bitchy, hoary.
Anybody else? You guys come to a fucking talk show? Are you going to talk? You're just going to sit there like a fucking Dum dum.
Yes.
All right, Leo, what do you got to say about it?
I mean, they already said it. Seems like bitchy.
Yeah, it means hot. It means fucking sexy. It means like, damn, she's looking
What?
fly as shit. It means she's looking fucking sexy. If you say she's looking cunty, you're like, damn, look at that bitch. You know what I mean?
No.
If I said that to my girl, she would roundhouse.
That sounds like the total opposite.
Yeah, or another way to say it is like, dude, that girl, straight cunt. She is straight cunt. And I'm like, what?
Wow.
Yeah. Or that girl's got cunt. Another way to say it. Yeah.
You know what? That one sounds better. Actually.
That girl's got cunt.
Yep.
Yeah, like I tested it too. Like I was like at work, there's younger girls there. I'm like, damn, you're looking cunty today. Like, oh, thank you. Like it's 100% legit. I'm not even joking. I'm not saying you should like go up to girls you don't know and say that. I'm not saying that you should even go up to girls that you do know and say that. I'm just reporting to you what's going on in the world today.
That's
Just a little YouTuber.
crazy.
Do you think she might have heard cute?
No, it's cunty. It does not sound like cute.
No, I don't know. It could have.
Cunty? No one was confused.
Okay.
I still can't find this fucking.
Yeah, it's in the Urban Dictionary. Sexy, iconic, epic. Never been done before.
Weird.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
That's what it says, man.
Do you think I was lying? Now that it's an Urban Dictionary.
Yes.
Well, so is alligator fuckhouse, but like we don't talk about that all the time.
Yeah, cunty. A word.
She's
used to
cunty.
define
She's
something
probably been.
bad bitch, esque, and fierce.
Sounds like women are doing what blacks did to the N-word.
Yeah.
Damn it. Oh my god. Words are just words. I don't give a fuck. I agree. I just think it's funny. Because like back in the day, like if you called a girl a cunt, that was like on the hierarchy of words, there was like bitch. And there was like, like I don't know, fuck you or something. I don't know. Like what's the hierarchy of cuss words? But the worst one was the absolute fucking 10 out of 10. You don't say this to any chick on the fucking face of the planet unless you hate her and you never want to talk to her again, or if you want to get in a fight, you call her a cunt. Now it's like, ooh, yeah, you're a cunt.
Dude, they have an example where it says, girl asks, did you call me a cunt? Man says, no, I said you were being cunty. That's completely different. That's
This is
wild.
a step up from TMT's chat. Why is that? What were you guys
His
talking
chat
about?
was all penises.
Well, I don't
And I
always
didn't
like
get a
talking
link,
about
so-
penis, only sometimes.
He go fuck himself.
We were talking about Leo's Gator 8-ball.
What happened to him? He was a federal worker asked to write a 5-bullet point weekly status update. Can you believe how many people are freaking out about this? The funny thing to me is the ones who are getting on TV and having like a 10-minute interview about how much time it takes out of their day and how they don't have time to respond to a 5-point bullet point email that would
Yep.
literally take 2 minutes to write and reply and hit send. And they do a 10-minute interview. So they could literally do the email 5 times in the amount of time that it takes them to do the interview, let alone like set it up, show up, like do makeup, whatever the fuck they fucking do, get in front of the camera and then do the interview. You could probably do that email 30, 40 times with the amount of time it takes to set that up and do it. But yeah, they get on the camera and they complain about how they don't have any time to do an email and how it's a violation of this and that. And then who was it? It was Kash Patel said, "Hey, yeah, like FBI agents don't have to do that." And why do you guys think that is? Do you think that Kash Patel went against Trump and DOGE's orders to tell his own agents that they can defy the email thing because they're like cracking from the inside? Is that what you guys think? Because that's what the narrative is. Is there maybe a different option?
Because they're in the field.
Yeah, maybe it's because they're FBI agents and if they have to send emails, mass emails in about 5 bullet points about what they've been doing in the last week, it might compromise what they've been doing. Might be a good idea to not do that if you're in the FBI or the CIA or the, I don't know, like name a sensitive 3-letter agency that deals with like fucking law enforcement or intelligence, you know?
DIA.
This is true.
I honestly think the entire point of the whole thing to begin with was for Trump and Musk, for that matter, to figure out how many fake employees there are in our country right now.
Well, and that's certainly part of it, because if you like have everyone reply to an email and then a bunch of people don't, it's like, well, now we know who to look at, you know? Like maybe it's not like you're going to directly get fired because you didn't reply to the email, but maybe you look into the people who didn't reply to the email and make sure that they're people, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Or if they're even still at their, you know, they still have the job there. They could have moved on years ago, and they could have email address.
They could have did a bullet point with ChatGPT and just switch it up a little bit on the words.
Yeah, but that would still take a human to fucking set it up and do it. And it would still take you 2 minutes to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, you're right.
Effort.
But if there's no one attached, if it's just a paycheck going to a bank account, like paying someone off or whatever, there's no one replying to an email there, you know? There's no one there to reply to the email. So, yeah, I think it's genius. Plus, what is the other thing it does? Oh, it points out the people who are there, who are defiant against the current regime. Because, like, let's say you work for the federal government, and you were, like, a hard worker, and you were trying to get this project done, and, like, Elon Musk tells you to fucking email him and tell him what you've been doing, you're going to be fucking ecstatic to fucking share what you've been doing and give him your 5 points and tell him how this project needs more funding because of this and that, and thank God, blah, 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 right? So if you're a hard worker, like, I don't think this is a problem at all. I think you make your 5-point bullet point email as fucking concise and impressive as you possibly can, and you maybe make a recommendation about your department that sounds like someone who's trying to be fiscally responsible, and you hit send, right? And if you don't do that, well, it kind of shows where you sit, right? Because it's either the people who are sitting around literally doing nothing. So the thought of them coming up with a 5-point bullet point email about the things that they've done in the last week, the 5 biggest accomplishments that they've done, is like Mount Everest in work, because they don't do work, first of all, but second of all, like, they don't have anything to put on the list, right? They can't even think of anything that they've done in the past 5 months, let alone 5 weeks, let alone 1 week, you know? So, yeah, man, like, there's that. And then, yeah, the other ones are the defiant ones. Again, the ones who were like, fuck Trump, blah, 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 I'm not responding to his email. So now you've pointed out the lazy incompetence and the poison elements within the fucking federal government, and they did it to themselves, right? They fucking outed themselves as that. So I think it's genius. I really do think it's smart.
Yeah, I agree with you on that.
Yep, we need a DOGE in Colorado, dude. I fucking hit a pothole so bad the other day that my fucking tire exploded and my rim bent. So we pay so much fucking taxes. Like, God fucking damn it, I hate this state.
Will they not pay for it?
I don't know. Is there a way to get the state to pay for your fucking rim?
Yeah, well, I'm just saying, in my experience in South Carolina, I've done it, and I took pictures, took it to my insurance company. They sent in all the information, and South Carolina paid for my rim and tire.
Well, I just went to the fucking junkyard and got one for $35. So, I mean, it was more of the expediency and cheapness of it than anything.
Yeah,
I'm sure I could have like gone through insurance and done all the things, and like who knows what that does to your rates necessarily. You know, if you're actually making a claim about something, like I don't fucking know how that works.
well, yeah, for $35, I wouldn't have went through the trouble because it took a while because the rim I had was $500 and the tire was $300. So it was
Well, I
on
mean,
a
it
Mercedes.
had nice rims on it, and they all four matched, and now they don't. But that's the thing about getting a junkyard rim. It fits. It's the right size. It's for the right car, but it's not the same. So
I got you.
Well. If it isn't time for Mike Johnson, hired to defend his sanctuary city policies and proclaimed interference with immigration authorities. That's right. Denver is hiring outside lawyers as it prepares for a congressional Republican inquiry into the city's immigration policies. A contract passed by Denver City Council allows the city to pay up $2 million over a 1-year period to Covington and Burling, a Washington-based law firm whose city is to be represented by whoever who previously was at the White House counsel for President Joe Biden. See, like that's the fucking high rollers that they have coming in to fight against this shit. Now we got double shot red.
That's where your tax money is actually going.
Right. Mm-hmm. Yeah, all the tax money that should fix roads is going to fucking fight the federal government in court. Funny, weird, crazy. Glad we're paying taxes. I'm supposed to get a fucking big old fat Colorado tax return, but every time that I'm supposed to get one, they fucking steal the whole thing. They're like, oh, you owe money from something, whatever, it's ours. What? I don't even know what I owe money for, and they'll just make it up, I think.
Yep.
AG Pam Bondi, sorry, I'm fucking dyslexic, has scheduled the release of the Epstein files at 12 noon on 2/29/25. Stay tuned for more updates. So that would be in 4 days for those keeping track. 3.5 days, technically, because it's at noon. 3.5 days till we get the Epstein files. Or do you think this is just another fucking non sequitur bullshit, fucking never going to find out thing that it seems like these things always ended? What do you guys think?
Did you say February 29th?
This is not a leap year.
Oh, what the fuck is that? Oh, did I just get trolled?
Probably, yeah.
So.
Oh, those bastards. Oh, they got me. They fucking got me. This is not a leap year, is it?
Nope. Those fucks.
I said it's 29th. I'm about to say
Michigander. I didn't even catch that. Fucking good catch. Whoever's fucking Asperger's caught that shit. Fucking good job.
It was my autism.
Yeah, your autism.
Well, I call it too, but I'm not claiming any of that stuff.
I'll talk about weaponized autism all you want, man. So.
It's like right here.
Nothing against anybody that does, but I don't claim none of that stuff.
It does give you a unique perspective, and you can like connect dots that most people can't connect. Like I think it's handy in some ways.
Maybe I do, because as soon as I heard 29th, my alarm went off.
That's good. I didn't catch that at all. I just retweeted it. I'm just like,
I didn't even hear 29th. It didn't even cross my path.
All right, I saw this. This is an actual cartoon that they used to play. This is a cartoon that they played when I was a kid. You know, I think I saw this when I was a kid. But just watch this.
Why, how do, Mr. Tall? Hurry up, honey child. Land sakes. Hurry up, honey child.
I didn't know Jerry was from Chicago.
Ooh, why is that Chicago? Wait a minute. Wait just a Karn-founded minute. Yeah, that's pretty fucking racist by today's standards, but that was just a cartoon back then. Good old Tom and Jerry.
Yeah.
Yep.
What do you think about that shot, Red?
Nah, I seen that episode too. I mean, what did I say?
Good old childhood memories.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just funny stuff back then.
Massive drug bust in Texas after 3 illegal immigrants were caught with almost 350 pounds of methamphetamines.
Mm.
The poisoning of Americans from illegally smuggled drugs stops now. Do we really need to fucking get a handle on this shit, man?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like, people are going to do drugs anyway, but the more of them there are, the more available and cheap they're going to be, and the more people are going to try them and get into them. Like, we just need to fucking... I don't know. We need to do something. And I think that means shutting down the border and busting these people as much as possible.
I would say also probably need some of those also rehabilitation facilities too, because we probably ain't got much of those either. Especially now how many people be doing drugs.
Like mental health facilities and things like, because there used to be a whole fucking state-run program up until, I'm not exactly sure when it stopped. I think it was sometime in the early 80s.
It was Reagan's administration when they shut down state hospitals.
Nancy Reagan pushed that shit.
But yeah, man, they used to have these like huge, really expensive mental health facilities that they built that have since just gone into decay. Like, they've just all fucking, like most of them weren't repurposed for anything, or some of them weren't repurposed for anything. I don't know if most of them were or not. But to re-implement that and rebuild all those buildings and fucking get all those facilities up to date, especially for the grown, more mentally ill population that we have today. Like, I don't know, dude. That's a tall order.
See, I don't know how big or corrupt they were in the 80s, but I know they cleaned up compared to what was in the 50s and stuff, because they used to throw anybody in the mental areas a lot just for more money. Like, oh, we got more people here. But
well, there's some of that, and there's always a little bit of corruption going on, and I think there was probably some human experimentation. There was stuff I think with lobotomies and electroshock therapy, and people weren't fucking properly not vetted, that's not the word. Consulted? What's the word? They weren't
diagnosed.
They weren't given the options to say no, you know what I mean? So they had to go through these experimental things or painful treatments of the time or whatever it was, and that really got publicized in what was it? Cuckoo's Nest? What is that movie? Two Flies Over a Cuckoo Nest?
One fly. Yeah.
Whatever the fuck it's called. I just know the story of this.
Oh yeah, because I remember, because it was that bad. Because I think they snapped one of the Kennedy kids too. They even got lobotomized.
Caroline Kennedy, she had a lobotomy.
Yep.
That's what messed her up forever.
Well, maybe she shouldn't have been such a bitch when she was little.
When they finally shut down a lot of the state facilities, though, they were complete squalid hellholes at that point.
Wait.
That was a lot of the issue.
Maybe she shouldn't have been so cunty.
Right, the funny thing is that was one of the reasons they threw you in the mental hospital.
For being
a husband could just drop his wife off and they'd take her. Yeah, we'll take her off your hands. They didn't care.
Yeah, I'm talking about way back then. They probably cleaned up the act when all that shit was going on in the 70s and 80s. Probably it was a lot better, but yeah, back then.
You better step back in the line, Martha. I'll take you back down to the mental health facility, and they'll do a full frontal lobotomy on you again, see?
George, please don't do that.
Oh, don't make me get out the belt, Martha.
No, George, no.
You shut your damn whore mouth, Martha.
Don't be so cunty.
Anyway, my team is working with a couple of California lottery whistleblowers who the state's lottery secretly money launders schemes, underreporting actual sales and funneling a percentage to state insiders. So the California state lottery system is being used as a money laundering scheme for state employees.
I think the lottery in every state is used that way.
Well, there's been talk for a long time now, like the last 20 or 30 wins out of California were all illegitimate.
I've always thought the fucking lottery was a scam, Yep. Like, how many people do you know that have won the jackpot of an actual lottery before?
I don't know. They're all in California.
It's true. They often are, aren't they?
Yeah.
I mean, there's a few people that have won off scratchers and stuff like that, like the million.
I mean, I've known a couple people who've won like $5,000 or something, or maybe $10,000 or something like that off a scratcher. Or I knew someone who got like all but one of the numbers on the Powerball, and they got like some thousands of dollars. I'm not sure what it was,
Mm-hmm.
you know. But I've never known anyone who's like, how did you get your money? Oh, you see, Martha, back in the 30s, I got into the lottery. I was one of the early winners.
Because I don't know how the lottery is on, in the other states. The only ones I've ever heard of about that was like, those ones that like, oh, I got like a couple mil, whatever they won in the lottery, right? And you hear all of them like horror stories, like the wives trying to kill them or certain family members and all that shit.
Yeah.
Well, it's
Now
something
we'll-
like 80-something% of lottery winners go broke within 5 years.
Yeah, it's
Yep.
because like 80% of people are retarded, So.
Yeah, because they don't bother getting a financial advisor, and then they just blow it on coke and hookers.
Now there
Well,
was
they
one.
think like $5 million is like more than they could ever spend, and they start spending money, and they find out that they can spend $5 million. Actually,
Here in
actually,
South
you
Carolina.
can spend that much money if you try.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What was that
One of
movie? Brewster's Millions, I think it was,
Yeah.
where the guy he had the option of either taking $3 million, and this was like 1987 money or something, so it was like a fuck ton of money, right? Like that was enough money to live on for the rest of your life period, hands down, without a doubt. But he could take the option to have 30 days to spend $30 million and end up with nothing. And if he was able to end up with nothing by spending $1 million a day, then at the end of that 30 days, he would inherit $300 million. And the thinking was, it's like when your dad catches you smoking cigarettes and he makes you smoke a carton. So then the thought of smoking a cigarette just makes you sick. And he wanted to do that to his descendant with money. I think that's kind of funny. It's a good premise.
Well, I mean, thinking about during that time, I'm like, that's a lot of money. I don't know if you could even spend it that fast during back in that day.
Well, you just got to get creative. You got to watch the movie. He does it. Someone tries to screw him over too, and he figures out a way still. It's a great movie, dude. It really is. Or what was it? There was a Eddie Murphy movie where he started out as a homeless guy and then ended up as like a fucking stock trader on a bet.
Yeah.
What was the name of that?
Trading Places.
Trading
that movie.
Places. That's another
Right.
great movie from that time period.
You have a $1 bet.
Yeah, for $1.
Right.
And they turned the rich white dude who was a trader into like a fucking crack fiend or
homeless
whatever.
bum. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, was that Dan Aykroyd?
Yeah, it was Dan Aykroyd.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Mhm.
Canadian-born judge rules that Trump must send American dollars to Canadian NGOs. That's right. The courts... How is it that the lower courts think that they can just defy the fucking federal government's executive office like this and just like any old court, like a fucking like just state appeals court can be like, oh, you know what? I've got more power than the president. Gavel. Like I think every one of these guys is going to be overturned. Every single one of them is going to be embarrassed about it, I hope. But the thing is, impeaching a judge, man, it's kind of hard to do. You really got to fucking get him dead to rights. You got to get him in a way that people are outraged about. And you got to get him in a way that bipartisanly both sides are going to have to agree to get rid of them,
Yeah.
So it would have to be a scandal like this where everyone fucking sees. But even at that, it's a political scandal. So like half of the fucking party, the Democrats, are never going to vote these people out anyway. So that it's basically going to be impossible to get them out. So
You could always just bar their asses for dereliction of duty.
The reason why they defy it is because they know there's holding up progress. If they can just hold things up, they feel like they've won, even if they lose in the end.
well, and that's the thing, dude. Like, while they put it up their injunction, while they fight it in court, while they do whatever, they hold up the entire federal court, federal government from doing what they're trying to do, like from executing the orders from the president.
Yep.
And so, in effect, it does give them more power than the president, especially when there's so many of them that are ideologically on the other side and don't care about things like, I don't know, integrity. So, yeah, I mean, it's lawfare. It's the same lawfare that we saw when Trump was out of office. It's just now he's in office, and how do they go after the president? You don't go after the president. You go after his policies.
Right.
So, anyway. DHS Secretary Noam says she found out some of the leakers from the ICE raids. So apparently there's been like ICE raids going on, and there's leakers from inside the government that find out about these ICE raids and warn the people that are about to be raided they're going to be raided by ICE. And that this has been going on for some time now. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely.
And that's why Christy Noem wanted to give him a lie detector tests.
It's just that's fucking insane, dude. That this many people in the government are like, I'm going to do whatever I can to fight against this. I know I'm going to warn the fucking criminal fucking aliens that federal agents are going to come for them. So they're either going to get out of the way, or they're going to like arm to the teeth and set up an ambush. Like, you're putting fucking lives in danger. And like, oh my God, the fucking gaslighting and the just the fucking straight lying that they do, the like the manipulating of facts and twisting of things to judo everything against. Dude, it's just fucking lies. It's shadows. It's mirrors. It's never anything substantive. It's never anything true. It's never a complete story so that you can understand both sides and like get the facts and understand. You know, it's never that. It's always like, oh, here's a 5-second clip that we're taking out of context. Here's Elon Musk giving the fucking the Sig Heil or whatever, and everyone knows it. And we're just gonna go on with life like that's exactly what he meant and exactly what happened, and they're all Nazis, right? Like, it's never the truth. They never fucking talk about the truth. And if it is the truth, it's only like a half truth. It's only like part of the fucking truth. And if they told you the whole story, you'd be like, yeah, I mean, I guess that's kind of all right, but I got a bad taste in my mouth. Like, they don't even want that.
If they put half the effort in protecting their own, or our citizens that they do and do illegals, it'd be pretty good around the country.
A lot of the issue might also stem from the fact that we stopped hanging people for high treason.
But that'd be racist for some reason.
Oh, well, I'm sure. Yeah, there's no real consequences for those people anymore.
Yeah, because the consequence used to be death, literally.
Yes. And now you're in this, and you may be in the news for a week, and then they move on to the next thing, and you're forgotten about.
So this is a crazy story. This is a local, I forget what school it was, some Jefferson County school, which is not far away from where I live. Her teacher groomed my daughter in class and then stole her away, and woke school officials helped her, mothers say. This was in... Fuck, where was this? Well, it's in Colorado. Columbine High School, Jefferson County. So this is the same high school that the Columbine shooters went to. That's the same high school. But yeah, apparently there was a female student who was thinking about transitioning with heavy fucking support and brainwashing coming from the school, and this one specific teacher befriended her and specifically groomed her and turned her against her parents and kept it a secret using the school's policies, and then apparently absconded with the then 17-year-old girl. She's 37, so she's 20 years older than her, to like get a hotel together and explore her sexuality. Yeah, she fucking raped a 17-year-old.
Jesus Christ.
So, yay, Columbine High School. We've come a long way since 1998 or whatever that was when the shooting happened. Like, good job.
99.
Breaking, DHS Secretary Kristi Noem says that... Oh, wait, we already did that one. Oh, this is great, dude.
Jamie, pull that video up.
And it's a cat collar. I'm currently identifying as a cat. Fair enough. The information here on the tag, I'm assuming belongs to you, the boyfriend?
Yeah. That's so rude. I hope you know I'm recording.
Well, it wasn't my intention to offend you, but he just identified as a cat, and you're wearing a Harriet's Waltz t-shirt, so we can do this the hard way if you'd like. I can have this car towed, because last I checked, a cat is not licensed to operate a motor vehicle in the state of California. We can have animal control come get you, take you to a shelter where your owner can retrieve you for a fee of $70 after you're given the necessary immunizations, which do include a rabies shot, possibly even spayed or neuter, whichever you prefer or identify with. Is that what you guys want to do here? Healthcare professional come down here on scene and do an evaluation of you because you're considering letting him take a rabies shot rather than just give me an ID, use some manners so I can give you your ticket and move along.
Goddamn, bro.
Please neuter him.
Yes.
Yeah, that guy needs a raise.
Yeah. For about 8 seconds, I thought it was real.
This isn't real?
Right.
I mean, it's edited for sure. I don't know.
It can't be. I mean, but then like to come up with that just on the fly like that and it's not scripted.
Yeah, that would be pretty badass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some cops are pretty witty.
It's true.
So this passed HB 1238 gun show entrapment. I don't know what that fucking bill is. I'll have to look at that. Hold on. Dude, Colorado's going off the rails, bro. It's really getting bad right now with guns.
Well,
I knew this would happen, but I didn't realize how much they would do this.
I mean, don't feel bad, honey. They're doing another bill with us.
Oh, hold on. 1238. The fucking bullshit ass shit. God fucking damn it, internet. Hold on. 1, 2.
Because over here we got to retreat again.
Trying to find the text of this bill. Bear with me.
It's in the back chat.
Goddamn autism for the win. All right.
Link.
So, what does this say? Bill summary. The bill requires a gun show promoter to prepare a security plan and submit the security plan to each local law enforcement agency with jurisdiction over the gun show. The bill places certain requirements on gun show promoter, including requiring the promoter to have liability insurance for the gun show, implement security measures for the gun show, prohibit persons under 21 years of age from entering the gun show unless accompanied by a parent or guardian. For each customer who leaves with a purchased firearm, verify that each firearm sold at a gun show is delivered in a compliance required with a 3-day waiting period. Post certain notices they already have to do that. Post certain notices at the gun show violating any of these provisions is unlawful gun show management, which is a class 2 misdemeanor, blah, blah, blah. So they're trying to close the gun show loophole but the thing about buying a gun or selling a gun in Colorado, we already have on the books in law fucking universal background checks. Like, you can't buy or sell a gun unless you go through a federal firearms licensed dealer and fill out a 4473 and go through the 3-day waiting period. Otherwise, you're breaking the law. So now you're just double breaking the law? Like, I don't get it. Whatever.
Yeah, it's basically double red tape bullshit.
At least you still got gun shows. It's like not worth it for me where I'm at. I ain't even been to one.
Me here, I've never been to one.
Rooster Sanctuary in Colorado warns about the impact as people turn to backyard chickens for eggs. And I said, get these motherfucking Karens out of our fucking government. If someone wants to own and raise chickens, it's none of the local, state, or federal government's business. And that's true.
Yep.
Oh, here we have. Here we have my biggest fan.
Klatsch! Hey! Das Strafs mit Gedenken da! It's a Trash mit Gedenken!
It just made me laugh. This is crazy. Almost 160,000 federal service employees are millionaires. When President Biden took office, fewer than 70,000 federal workers were millionaires. So, in the time between Biden taking office 4 years ago and now, it went from 70,000 federal workers being millionaires to currently 160,000 civil service employees now being millionaires. Man, I should work for the government, apparently.
Wow.
I was just thinking, like, man, I should have been a Democrat.
Like, dude, these motherfuckers are the most corrupt people on, and they're all got each other's backs because you know what? They've all got their fucking fingers in the goddamn pot. They're all fucking thieves. They're all stealing, and they're all guilty. That's why they all band together anytime you fucking threaten any of them. Whenever you threaten their game that they're playing, they all band together because not only do they all fucking have like the money that they're stealing to lose, but they also have the fact that they've all been stealing to cover up and hide. This is insane, dude.
Right. How dare you investigate us?
Yeah, that's why they're in the streets fucking with signs in Washington, D.C., fucking protesting about DOGE fucking cutting their money and investigating things and looking into, I don't know, like, I can't wait till they go into Fort Knox, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know, man. The more this goes on, I think we're going to find the more that of the corruption that we all suspected, probably, we all thought was happening, but now is like undeniable fucking going to be proof of widespread fraud of the federal government, of you and my money that has been so long standing and so fucking widespread that it's probably going to account for some large portion of the national debt, certainly of the deficit on an annual basis. And I wouldn't be surprised if they just got rid of the fraud if we could basically balance the budget. I bet it's probably close to about $2 trillion a year, would be my guess. At least half of that. And that's without cutting any programs or doing anything. That's just, hey, let's identify the fucking fraud that's happening with our finances, and let's cut that out. And dude, here's another thing. This is an existential threat that's going to take us out, period. And we don't have 1 year or 5 years or 10 years to figure this out while we continue spending this money. We need to take a chainsaw to this fucking goddamn, to the budget fucking immediately and stop spending so much money that like we can start actually paying down the debt, or at least not fucking accruing more, right? At least not accrue more, which means cutting $2 trillion out of the fucking budget. You need a chainsaw, not a scalpel. And anyone who thinks that they can get done with a scalpel is a fucking retard. You need a goddamn chainsaw. And what you need to do is cut off huge chunks of it. And when there's certain things that happen that are like bad for people and everyone starts whining about it and complaining and fucking screaming at the top of their lungs that this program is very necessary, then maybe you bring it back. Maybe you do it in such a limited way that you can actually afford it this time. And maybe you do it with oversight so that you can understand where the money's going and why the spending's happening. And why it's not $10,000 for a fucking hammer and $50,000 for a mirror for the bathroom, you know? Like, this kind of shit needs to fucking end now. Because if it doesn't, we don't have a country anymore. In the long term, we're going to end in a worse than the Great Depression, because at least during the Great Depression, people knew how to can and fucking garden and, like, raise a chicken and, you know, like, do things for themselves. And, like, they'd fucking, you know, they'd figure it out. Like, and still millions of people died of starvation and other things that happened during that period of time. Imagine now if that happened, bro. It'd be like, with all of the what would you call them, negative anti-American interests that are in this country living here right now, that are here just to suckle off the teat, and the second that the teat doesn't give milk anymore, they're going to start turning to fucking vicious animals that are going to get theirs whether you give it to them or not. Like, they're here to fuck whether you are or not. You know what I mean? So they didn't have that during the Great Depression. We basically had social cohesion for the most part. It just happened that everyone was fucking poor for a little while. You lose social cohesion now. Millionaires doubling is probably mainly asset inflation, possibly, and there's probably some of that going on. But that seems pretty fucking crazy to go from 70,000 to 160, like over double the number of millionaires who work for the federal government in less than 4 years. I guess it'd be in 4 years.
It's pretty extreme.
Yeah, it's absolutely ridiculous. It's kind of like Jasmine Crockett going from in 2 years being a multimillionaire on $174,000 a year paycheck.
Okay, here's a bunch of the shit that I was looking for. Colion Noir for the win. Colorado just tried to pull one of the most backdoor anti-gun moves we've ever seen. Instead of outright banning AR-15s and other rifles, which they were trying to do, they tried to bureaucratize the Second Amendment into oblivion, forcing gun owners through an absurd gauntlet of restrictions, fees, and registries. New eligibility card requirements, fingerprints, background checks, and no time limit for approval. So you like put in all your stuff, and they could take a week or 12 years. Like, doesn't matter. Just eventually. 4 to 12 hours of training course with victim awareness lesson because that'll stop criminals. 90% pass on test for firearms laws because you need a pop quiz to pass before you can get your rights. You need to take a test on firearms laws and get a 90% or better. State law gun registry. So they're having a gun registry. So that's fucking awesome. And let's not forget Colorado already has magazine bans, red flag laws, universal background checks, and crime hasn't gone down anywhere. And instead of admitting that their policies don't work, they're doubling down, and things are actually getting worse. There's parts of Denver that you don't go to anymore. 16th Street Mall used to be like a very prime place to go for dates and dinner and dancing and fun and, you know, like a night out on the town. And now it's a homeless center where you might get stabbed. Like, it's not a good place to go, and you don't take your date there anymore. It used to be, bro, if you had like a job like I have, but on the 16th Street Mall, you're making $600 a night, dude. You're making fucking money. And now all those places are going out of business. Not all of them, but many of them are going out of business. And many of those people who had those badass jobs, I mean, they're still surviving. They still have a job, but not as many of them. And the ones that do aren't doing $600 a night fucking awesome money, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, shit sucks, dude. Oh, Joey Behar got fired from MSNBC. Let's watch her breakdown on her own podcast, or I don't know what this is, Town Hall?
Her soapbox.
This is her in her own home studio talking on a microphone, much like mine. Let's see what she has to say.
My show had value, and
no, it didn't.
That I'm sorry. That that what I was doing had value. And in the end, I'm sorry, I try not to cry on TV. And I think this is kind of like me on TV, so I apologize. And that it mattered. I see Karen is there, and she's been texting me as well. And so what I will just say is that in the end, thank you. Where I land is that the moment of guilt that I felt, that I went hard on so many issues, whether it was the Black Lives Matter issues of a young baby or a mom or a dad that was killed, or when we opened up people's eyes to the fact that Asian Americans were being targeted and not just Black folks.
Wait, who were Asian Americans being targeted by?
Oh,
or went hard for immigrants.
Colleges for discrimination against them. That's true.
And
I mean, thousands of years ago, yeah.
Oh, there's that. I mean, many of their bones make up the fucking railroad tracks that our trains go on. That's kind of sad.
But come to this country like my parents did and try to make a life and defended them. Or whether we've talked.
Wait, did she just say her parents are immigrants?
Yeah, she's trying to pull that bullshit.
Okay.
Talked about
I mean, I would have assumed with all of her race policies and things that she talks about that, like, her ancestors were slaves in America, not just got here like a generation ago. But whatever. It's fine.
I mean, if she's
What the
Haitian or
president is
Jamaican, that's still.
I guess you're
slaves.
right. You're right. You're right.
doing that is subversive to the Constitution, that is injurious to our liberty, defending books that people find inconvenient, that Nicole Hannah Jones put into our spirit that.
Wait, what are the books that they find inconvenient? Oh, they mean the gay pornography that they're putting in children's libraries at school?
Yeah.
That's the books that they find inconvenient? It's inconvenient that they find it too. Not inappropriate, not like pornography that you're feeding to children and hence like actually criminal. It's inconvenient.
We need to understand 1619 as the real founding of this country, whether it's talking about any of these issues, and yes, whether it's talking about God.
Were there people here in America before 1619? I forget.
There were like the original like pilgrim settlers, but the thing is, it's all a bunch of like the whole 1619 project is a fucking lie. It's been like the woman who wrote the damn thing. I mean, it's a goddamn lie.
Well, I mean, not to mention that the 1619 project, if you want to call it that or whatever, wasn't that a British colonial policy? Didn't we not make that decision? And didn't we, fight a civil war to basically end slavery in this country? I mean, that's not what it was about, but that was part of what it was about. And weren't we the first country in the world to end slavery? And haven't we freed more slaves as a country than any other country in the history of countries on this planet?
There's more slaves now than there ever was in the past.
And the slavery that they care about isn't the slavery of today. It was the slavery of, 200 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, y'all saying everything, so I got nothing to say.
I mean, if you disagree, you should say it. But yeah. Oh, there's still 30 seconds left of this fucking garbage. Okay, let's listen.
Gaza, and the fact that we as the American people have a right to object. To have a right to object to little babies being bombed. And where I come down on that is I'm not sorry.
Okay, so in Gaza, it's babies being bombed. It's not building rocket facilities on top of fucking daycares, right? So, I mean, you could blame the person who dropped the bomb on the daycare facility, or you could blame the person who built the rocket launcher on top of the daycare facility to try to use it as cover so that they wouldn't get bombed. I don't know. What do you guys think? Who's responsible for ultimately someone's responsible for the bomb children, right? The children who are dead. Either it is Israel for dropping the bomb on them, or it is Hamas for building the facility building the rocket launchers that they're trying to take out.
I'm gonna go with
they build it on top of a church or a mosque or a hospital or a school or a daycare. They build it there specifically to use the lives inside of those buildings as cover for their own lives that they don't want to put on the line, right?
Yep.
And they also use it as PR, so when they do get bombed, they can hold those dead babies up, which they don't care about. Otherwise, they wouldn't have put the fucking rocket launcher on top of the roof anyway. But they hold that dead baby up and put it in front of the camera, and everyone cries and screams and says how horrible all the the Jews and the fucking Israelis are, and then they build another rocket facility on top of the new school. Damn, there's still fucking 15 seconds left of this.
I just want to say this. I could give two shits about Islam at this point. They can fuck off.
I'm not a big fan of Islam. Like, there are people who are Islamic who are not extremists who are fine, and I don't have a particular problem with them as individuals. But as a group and as a religion, as an ideology, as a political system, and as a governmental system, which Islam is all of those things, fuck Islam.
Well, they're just like cops. They'll say, oh, there's some bad ones, but they never call out the bad ones.
Nope.
It's the same thing.
I'm all for it if it just stays within their region.
Well, and then the
It's
thing
in the
is,
Middle
too,
East.
if you actually talk to these people about it, you're like, well, do you support what they're doing? And half of them are like, yeah.
Dude, I say we like go in and bomb the fuck out of everybody and send in fucking priests and convert everyone to Christianity or kill, like do to them what they would do to us if they had the power.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And then in a generation, there won't be any more to deal with. We'll just be Christians.
Well, wasn't there just,
That's what they say that. Go ahead.
Sorry, wasn't there just 70 Christians that were beheaded over the
Oh,
weekend?
dude, there's every day there's something. Every fucking
Yeah,
day.
Yeah,
There's some
well,
African
that was
country
Africa.
There was
where
a couple of
a
them
bunch
in
of fucking
Africa.
people are getting killed just
Yeah.
because they're Christians and the fucking Muslims took over or whatever. Every fucking day it seems like this is happening.
Yeah.
And no one talks about it.
Where my
And it's-
cousin's a missionary in Burkina Faso, the reason they've had multiple regime changes in the last year and a half is because the people that are taking over keep saying, we're going to deal with the Islamic threat that is coming to this country, and they still have not done it.
I mean, the Crusades happened for a reason, and it wasn't because the Christians were like aggressive and angry. It was because there was like 100 years of Islamic invasion into Christian lands before there was even a reaction. And the reaction was at first an underreaction, and then eventually they got their shit together and fucking drove all the way back to Jerusalem, right? But yeah, man, like that first crusade especially was after 100 years of being invaded or sacked or, wasn't even, they were just stealing shit and stealing women and, like taking a whole town and fucking killing all the men and enslaving the children and, taking the women as fucking, other kinds of slaves, let's say.
Yeah, like isn't there like a video going around too? What he's saying, like, yeah, we're gonna take over Germany.
Dude, I bet they fucking will at this point.
They've already taken over multiple European countries. This is what I've been saying for years.
Yep.
We need to force the European nations to de-nuke now, because it'll be like South Africa after fucking apartheid if it doesn't become that way.
Like, there's several like cities in the UK that are basically fucking Muslim as fuck.
Yeah.
France has its
No-go
problems.
zones.
Germany has its problems. Italy
Spain.
has less problems, but they're fucking dealing with the same shit too, and they're getting sick of it. The only one that isn't having problems is fucking Poland, because they're like, yeah, we don't let people in. We don't let fucking anybody in. We don't care.
If they try to get shot.
Fucking, what was it? Switzerland, I think. Their fucking rape rate went up 1,500%, which sounds like a lot, but because it went from like 5 a year to like 50 a year or something like that.
Right.
Like 50 a year, 50 rapes a year is not that many, but when they only had like 5 a year ever, it's like, fuck, dude.
There's been like gang wars in Japan,
but
both sides are not Japanese.
Huh.
So,
I thought Japan was one of those that was kind of escaping most of it because they didn't have a lot of immigration of people.
They're trying to. They
laxed
little by
back
little,
the stuff.
Yeah, but
because
that's
of
all
the
recent.
Asian
They're already having
population.
gang wars. I bet the Japanese people are like, fucking goddamn it. All right, let's find out the last 15 seconds of Joy Behar's vomit.
I am not sorry that I stood up for those things, because those things are of God. And I'm a church girl too, and those are the things that I was taught were of God. And so I'm not sorry. I'm just proud of my show.
Oh, she's proud. What about her show? Is she proud of her show from tonight? Is she proud of the show that she did tonight?
Ooh.
Joy Reid.
Oh wait, she didn't do a show tonight because
Right.
it got canceled. Oh, that sucks.
All the joy's gone.
My show had
Joy out of the
value.
room.
It didn't. It had zero value.
Yeah.
That's why you got
Federal
used
trying to come up with 5 bullet points to reply to in an email.
I'm kind of curious how much money she got off from that USA thing.
Yeah.
Oh, do you think there's a connection between like Joy Behar and they were talking about not re-signing Whoopi Goldberg and fucking someone else off The View? Like all of these shows are firing people.
I was about to bring that up too. I said, are we gonna be seeing ladies from The View crying like how she is? That show keeps going.
I'm just saying, like, is the reason that they're getting fired because the USAID money got cut off?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
They have no
that's
funding.
As a bad man, yeah.
I want to get an RC fucking pirate ship. This looks like so much fun.
Oh yeah, those.
All that reduces the degree of panic that is inherent trying to start at 1 o'clock. So I'm fairly confident. Looking at my wristbands.
They have all like naval battles.
Powder and shots are prepared. The crew are on the
That's
ships
sweet
await
as
call
fuck.
to action. Open fire. Short-range carronades are fired into the hull of the ships, causing havoc below decks. After runners are shot through, causing the ship to way.
I wonder, did these actually shoot? Or is it just smoke coming out of it? Probably just smoke.
Yeah, probably so.
The smoke of battle Ajax takes out.
That one's fucking smoking like a bitch.
I'm hit.
Guys only want one thing.
Yeah, I want to see when the ship sink.
Soon fires are burning on the
Well, we keep hanging on.
Oh, look, that one sunk. How pissed would you be if you fucking spent a bunch of money to buy one of these boats and you take it to the naval battle and they sink your boat? Like, ha ha ha, better luck next year, Yankee.
Those are the birds.
You sunk my battleship.
You motherfucker, I spent like
Yeah, then
$1,000 on that.
The next year, the Yankee shows up with one of those tipped and crank guns on it.
What was the Ironside, the first fucking battleship that America had? The steam powered battleship that they had.
Monitor.
War. Yeah, just have one of those roll in, just so you can take everybody out.
Or like have the black pearl surface from the water.
Fuck it, just go with the U.S. destroyer.
Yeah, or just have like a submarine, you know. Oh, more from Joy Behar.
About both white vigilantism and white tears.
Joy Reid.
Particularly male white
Joy
tears.
Reid, Behar, whatever.
Really white tears in general.
Well, Joy
because
Behar is
that's
white.
what Karens
So.
are, right? They Karen out, and then as soon as they get caught, it's like Green Waterworks. White men can get away with that too. And it has the same effect. Even as the right tries to politicize the idea that masculinity is being robbed from American men by multiculturalism and wokeism, they still want to be able to have their tears. In America.
What is she even talking about?
About being a black supremacist cunt.
I mean, those black tears earlier were pretty fun to watch.
No, it wasn't.
Everyone at Fort Knox right now. Yeah, Dan Bongino has been named the next deputy director of the FBI. Do you guys like Dan Bongino?
I don't know. Like, I saw a couple of his shows, but
He always seemed to be at least like ideologically on the right. I just don't know. I didn't watch the show that much, so
I didn't either because he always takes those long pauses to sound dramatic, and I just can't stand that shit. So I never.
Wait,
really
what did you not like? I'm sorry.
Like he pauses like he's saying something dramatic. I'm like, just say what you're wanting to say and get it out.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Like Shatner-esque, but longer pauses.
Right, and he's just like staring into the camera. I'm like, damn. Dude,
Maybe he's
hurry
just
up.
thinking of what he's going to say next.
That's true.
I just think it's funny because the media is freaking out and being like, "Oh, why wasn't it a career? Wasn't the career FBI agent that got the deputy director?"
Well, I don't know. What is the public trust in the FBI currently? At least until
Zero.
Cash Patel got in.
negatives.
Yeah,
Right.
Pretty much.
So if they appointed a career agent, even an underling, even like a lower level guy who had been part of the FBI for some time, let's say, ain't nobody gonna trust him, you know.
Nope.
So yeah, dude, I think basically they need to like fire everybody. I don't know how many everybody is, but like fire a lot of fucking people and then hire the right people back. And I don't know how you do that. I don't know how you do that. How do you fire the right people and then hire the right people?
Yeah, because there has to be good people that's there. They've just been sidelined and not been able to do stuff. And you don't want to get rid of them because they have potential.
I came from the mud. There's dirt on my. I don't need that song to play. Look at this, dude. This is fucking cool. I want a pet eagle to catch deer for me and bring them back on my giant wind farm.
Oh, look like they're trying to stomp on the eagle.
Yeah, that one come back and try to help his boy.
Right.
Yeah, for a second. And then he's like, thought twice about it. He's like, you know what? I don't want to end up as lunch, too.
Yeah, I got food, you got claws.
It's bad enough they got John. I'm going to miss that guy.
Yeah.
John was a good guy until that eagle fucking flew.
Until freedom got him.
See, if the deer brain would just say, hey, we outnumber this asshole. Let's just all stomp him.
Yeah, but we have
then they would have
guns.
saved the other deer.
Oh, I guess the fucking against the hawk or the eagle.
Yeah.
Or whatever, yeah.
Yeah.
But Carl was the only one that turned around to help.
So here we are, and Elon Musk is talking about being on the event horizon of the singularity, meaning that we are on the precipice of writing the code correctly for self-aware, conscious AI to then have wants and needs and make mistakes and decisions.
Let's go.
And, yeah, make its own
Do this.
programming and produce itself and design things and all the things that a self-aware, conscious AI would do, that has all of the collective knowledge of humanity at its fingertips. I mean, hopefully it likes us.
Yeah.
You guys been nice to the computers? Do you say please and thank you when you like search things sometimes?
No. I used to. But then I was like, just give me the fucking answer.
Maybe you should be polite. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
You know?
It's true.
You never know when the fucking the thing that you yelled at last year is going to be coming back as a, I don't know, T2000 tomorrow. That's not good. Look at the fucking size of this.
You mad?
Let me switch
Well,
this over.
What
I
are
don't
you
like the
doing
way
with
he's
that beaver?
He doesn't have
You
shoes
can't even
on,
pick
dude.
him up.
He's got a jacket and pants, but no shoes or socks.
What you gonna do with him? You gonna eat that thing?
Oh, he eat it pretty good.
Where'd you catch him at?
Down there in the park.
How much he weigh?
I'll say about 150. He's big son of a gun.
So you gonna have beaver tonight? Don't get him too close now. Watch out now. Beaver tail tonight.
Yep.
Really?
Apparently, beaver tail is basically nothing but like fat. It's just like fucking skin and fat, and that's why the old mountain men loved the beaver tail, because it was like super high calorie food. You could eat that beaver tail, and it was just like grease, you know, in your fucking mouth.
What's the difference between this and a rat? It's like, seriously.
Not much.
Right, so you're eating rat.
I mean,
It's like a high class rat, really.
Yeah, because rats just eat anything.
Yeah, they're all like rodent families, just like the nutria and stuff like that.
This is
None
just
of these
a flat
things eat
tail
fish.
rat.
They swim
They're
around.
barbecue.
Yeah, what the fuck do they eat?
A mixture of things.
Yeah,
Some of
they
it's
eat
small fish and other stuff like that, and then it's various
Meat.
like
wood and bark
yeah.
and all that stuff.
Berries is one of the things too.
Yeah.
Yeah, berries.
Oh, they eat twigs and bark. They actually eat that shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And aquatic plants. They're herbivores. So they run around eating plants and shit all day. All right.
If you actually look up how beavers down a tree, it's pretty interesting because they'll actually stop chewing like partway through when they know it's about to crack or whatever, just to hear which way it's going to fall and then get the fuck out of the way.
Yeah, it's pretty cool to watch them do that. You're right.
Sometimes they get it wrong and get squished.
I've seen that too. There was a video where they came up on a tree that had like kind of fallen, and then it was being held up by other trees, and the way that it fell, it fucking trapped the little critter. They've been sitting there for like an hour, a day, or a week, or however fucking long, and they came and let him go and let him free. He was still alive. Do you think Kash Patel should investigate Jenna Griswold for leaking voting machine passwords? You guys remember this story?
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, this is the Colorado AG, I think she is, the Attorney General of Colorado.
Secretary of State, maybe?
Or something like that. Yeah, I think you're right. Secretary of State. So part of what she's in charge of is the elections, and part of what she accidentally did, quote unquote, accidentally, was leak all of the passcodes to all of the voting machines in the entire state on her website, and had all of those passcodes on her website for like a month or months before someone fucking finally pointed it out and they took it down. And they're just like, oops, sorry. Like in that time, who knows what could have... Okay, here's a question for you guys to think about. And if anyone has a good answer, please let me know. I would be fascinated to have a good answer for this question. Why do we use voting machines?
It's supposed to be secure and instant.
Yeah, they want public like lazy efficient.
But it's been shown to not be secure. And California just finished counting their votes like a day before fucking president went into office or something. It was like forever. So it's not faster and it's not secure.
Yeah.
What else you got? Right. No one can think of any reason why you would possibly use voting machines. Can you think of any like good reasons, like actual, like, oh, this is helpful and this is why we use them? Can like, here's the reason why the government says that we should use these machines, right? No one has a good answer for that because there is no good answer. Is there a good answer for why you would want to use them nefariously?
Yes.
Of course.
How much time you got?
Of course. So the only reasons that you would use voting machines for is for cheating, and there is no good reason to use voting machines except for cheating. So we shouldn't use voting machines, don't you think?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe require a little voter identification? Maybe make sure you're a citizen before you come in? Maybe check the...
That's at the very least right there.
Maybe see if it's the right person who's voting. Sorry.
A little Stewie Griffin.
Can you buy these already? Is this already a fucking product that you can own?
Right there.
How long till they put a penis or a vagina on one?
I went to the website. It's like they don't tell you the price. It's like you gotta, sign this and all of those stuff.
I don't want a vacuum or clean that would get. I would like some help with my groceries. I want a robot to offer me wine and wipe the counter and put my keys away.
I'm waiting for them.
Couch.
Nah, I'm just waiting for them to install the, just to install the vagina or the penis, whoever,
It'll just be an aftermarket accessory that you can buy. Like another company will make that.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, does it already come with a Kung Fu grip?
I feel like that window is streaky as fuck when he's done.
Right.
Pleasure, Mom.
The corners. He missed all the
This
corners.
is the 1.0
Right.
We got to do a couple upgrades before the window streak fucking update happens.
I'm pretty sure you're going to see these more common by the time we're all old.
Yeah, these will be taking care of us when we're in the old folks' home. They'll be like holding our hands as we're dying and shit.
Yeah.
Shit, they'll probably be nicer than some of those people.
You'll be able to stay in your home longer. So that'll be your jitterbug. Your left alert.
Probably.
What if it's like hilarious? Like your robot just walks around fucking cracking jokes all day.
Or it's clumsy as fuck.
Because it ain't that smart. It's not like AI we're dealing with, but somebody's gonna be doing some hacking and doing all types of weird shit to do stuff like that.
Well, it will be that smart though, because it's going to be goddamn It's going to be the next generation of AI that is actually the self-aware kind that like makes decisions and knows things and cares about shit and doesn't care about other things and has desires and fucking wants of its own, and has sentience and consciousness, because it doesn't have any of that right now. And in that case, it might be hilarious. Who fucking knows?
Read Engine Guy's comment.
Engine Guy, need to go to the YouTube page of StreamYard. What did the Engine Guy say? If they can make that robot suck like it did at the chick at 7-Eleven I'm in. Suck it like the chick at 7-Eleven. Damn, bro. Did you get some... Like, she had her choice of anyone in that bathroom, and she chose me.
I didn't know that was on the shelf at
Need
7-Eleven.
to get that iron lung package.
What, did I pay them a visit?
How much?
I like this guy, Mealy. Javier Mealy. We gotta mute it. Check this out, though. This is the president that he got for Elon Musk.
Yeah, I've seen it.
His hair's crazy.
Afuera.
He got him a chrome chainsaw. A
I think
chrome
it's
Doge.
too, right?
That's pretty badass. Does it work?
Yeah.
I hope it works.
Pretty sure it doesn't work. I was wondering because I never checked what the naysayer said about this.
Oh, I'm sure there's someone like, do you see the way that he swung that around his daughter or that little girl or whatever? It was dangerous. Or did you see the one about he was like walking down a flight, like some stairs at a convention or something, and his son X was with him and he was behind him, and they were like, oh, he recklessly left his child behind on stage and walked away. And they they did the fucking edit thing where they like edit out the beginning and edit out the end and just show the middle part where it looks kind of bad if that's all you see. Yeah, that's what they fucking did, dude. Because they're liars. If they don't lie, they don't have anything. If they're not lying, they have nothing to talk about. Sorry.
It's all a reach. You have nothing else to grab onto.
Reach around. From now on, money laundering will be called foreign aid. The media breaks its neck to trying to demonetize humans and humanize demons. No, I fucked that up. Demonetize is just demonize. I'm thinking about YouTube right now. Yeah, but they are trying to demonize humans and humanize demons. That is exactly what they're doing.
That's why they give Hakeem Jeffries all that airtime.
Going to Fort Knox to make sure the gold is there.
Are they going to?
God, I want to fucking see that.
You know that we're going to go into Fort Knox. Do you know about that?
Sir,
That was a bad bump.
are they going to eliminate more national security positions, civilians there?
We'll see what happens.
It's funny how he's like, we're going to Fort Knox, and she's just like, well, I had a question actually about you eliminating positions in the government, because like that's what a couple of people that called me and said that they're super like excited about or scared about or whatever.
Super.
God, I hate these fucking reporters. They're all fake, dude. They're all fake.
But one of the things
like you can instantly tell just by the question they're asking whether they're a fake reporter or not. And occasionally you'll get one in the fucking White House press briefing room because they're letting more alternative sources and like YouTube channels and podcasts and stuff like that come in and ask questions. You can always tell when it's one of them asking the question because it's an actual poignant intelligent, legitimate, well-informed question about something that's going on. And whenever you have a question from one of these fucking clown organizations, it's always framed in a certain way to make a certain thing look bad, and it's like a gotcha question and a trap, and it's a fucking snidely fucking way to do business. And that's the way they all fucking do it, dude. So fucking infuriating.
We do want to look. I mean, we hope everything's fine with Fort Knox, but we're going to go to Fort Knox, the fabled Fort Knox, to make sure the gold is there.
Where would the president go and brought up?
If the gold isn't there, we're going to be very upset. We're going to go into Fort Knox.
I love fucking Trump.
Where would the president go and brought up?
If the gold isn't there, we're going to be very upset.
I need to edit that fucking little clip. If the gold isn't there, we'll be very upset.
Yeah.
Anywho, what am I missing in the chat? Anybody talking out in the chat? Y'all talking some mad shit in the chat? No, not really, I guess. I need to pay more attention to the chat. I'm bad at that, dude. I'm just getting into the conversation and looking at all the stories and talking about what I've been thinking about, and I forget to look at the chat. I'm sorry. I'm the terriblest YouTube host.
Ooh.
It's true. After 4 years of this, ABC News is asking who's in charge. Again, another example of the dog not barking when it should be, and the dog barking too loud when it shouldn't be barking at all. Like, don't listen to the dog barking. Obviously, the dogs aren't going to tell you when there's an intruder in the house.
Maybe because ABC already knew who was in charge during that time.
Yeah.
Oh, and this is where we started at last week, with Trump saving us twice. Twice in 2 seats.
Yeah.
He just keeps beating bitches, you know?
Hillary turns around. First time.
Turn around every now and then. I feel a little bit lonely. Well, that's all the stories I got, man. That's all we got to go over tonight. Y'all got anything else you want to talk about now? You hear?
Vivek is officially running for governor now.
Wait, say that slower and again.
Vivek Ramaswamy is officially running for governor now.
Oh yeah, are you gonna vote for? Oh, are you gonna? Oh wait, he's running against you.
No, I'm not running at all in that race.
Wait a minute. So you're gonna vote for Vivek?
Probably. I mean, I already endorsed him. I straight up said I would endorse him on the caveat that unless he would get in and fuck over gun rights and stuff like that, then I'd be the first one to call him out on that shit then.
Wasn't he like part of DOGE? Kind of got kicked out of DOGE or something?
I think that was all cover, honestly, because I think he was going to try to run for governor anyway, and it was basically him deciding to leave.
Well, do you think he has a shot?
He already got Trump endorsement, so I think it's almost a given at this point he's going to win the primary for the Republican Party, and it's just be a matter of who he's going to beat as the Democrat in the race.
Okay.
As long as they don't use voting machines and they require voter ID, he will probably win.
Well, the state right now, we have the leftist cities, which are Columbus, Cincinnati, and Cleveland, and then, of course, Dayton and Toledo. And that's where pretty much all the Democrat votes come from. But they're outnumbered by Republicans in small towns and cities and stuff like that, like 3 or 4 to 1. So the chance that a Democrat ever wins the governorship here again, or any major seat, whether it be Secretary of State, AG, etc., is so low, it would have to be voter fraud, and it could be called out immediately on that one.
Oh, well, he's got a way better shot to make it in there than I compared to like the Riverside sheriff, who's like Republican stuff, trying to run for governor over here. I'm like, good luck.
But one of the things Vivek already talked about doing was bringing back insane asylums now.
All right, guys. Well, don't forget to put some.
You understand me? When y'all saying my name, put some respect on.
Put some respect on my name. Put some respect on my name. Gotta give me that respect. Maybe if you guys like the show, share it. That would be nice. Or actually, that'd be about the best thing you can do if you really do like the show, and you're on Facebook or Instagram or something, share a link to it, man. Maybe other people would like it too. You never know. You never know. And other than that, you guys can come over to the Discord. I'm often on the Discord hanging out and sharing memes and talking and stuff. And the Patreon's always there, not necessary, but if you care to join I don't really do anything for the Patreon people either, too. Like, I suck. Again, I'm the worst host on YouTube. But thank you all for being here in spite of my worstness. And I will see you guys next time. We'll see you guys all next time on Sunday night next week, perhaps. I don't know. I got a lot of projects I'm working on right now that are taking up my spare time. So we'll see what my schedule looks like, but I'll let you guys know before it happens on the Discord. If you guys are there, again, if you want to know what's going on with the show, if I'm not showing up or something, a lot of the time I'll post it there, if you guys are wondering. So, yeah, but other than that, deuces, y'all, shall not pee in fridge, trooper to shove it and pressure, Batacath, care prick the troops. 3 words, or I guess it's 2 words, made in America. Laters, y'all.
Bye. I want to talk to you, motherfucker! Call me! Call me! Call me!